Well, hello there. I know I missed last week's episode. I was out for the weekend, so I thought what better way to do it than not watch that episode until this very day and give you a double review of the Ultimate Pompadour and the Angel's Pistol in one video. This is my review of Shaman King episode 16 and 17. In a kind of pitch-perfect double feature, Yo and his friends are ambushed by some of Hao's followers when they reach Mesa Verdede, and soon enough a fight ensues that also lets them meet a new group of players in the Shaman fight to control the Great Spirit. Now, before I dive into my review, there will be spoilers for both the episodes, last week's and this week's episodes of Shaman King. So let me know all your thoughts on the show, on these two episodes, on kind of the advancements we've gotten this far. Throw it all in the comments below. And thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much. Why don't you consider clicking the subscribe button down there? It does wonders to get the content out there. You'll always be aware of whenever there's more Shaman King reviews, movie reviews, TV show reviews, all sorts of great stuff, and you'll join a beautiful film and anime fan community. So as I said, I didn't watch last week's episode last week. I watched it today, back to back, both episodes, and it was kind of perfect. Both the episodes, or at least last week's and half of this week's episode, focus a lot on Ryu as a character. I'm going to talk about it out of order, just so you know, but we get to see Ryu's training of going down the river without cheating, to be trained by Yo's grandfather and become a shaman as he's fighting against Vlad's descendant. What the hell is going on there? That episode sucked in the previous anime, and again, in this one it was actually pretty cool, and I actually really like this fight and how it unfolds. It's not just a fight, it's the characters that drive the action sequence or the entire episode, because it's just one big action sequence. First of all, we got House followers who take a proactive role in going after our heroes and ambush them and kind of training Yo as it is Hao's will. And that main guy, the small leader that's leading this small group, kind of sounds like it's the same voice actor as Frieza in the Dragon Ball original dub. I'm not too sure. I can't actually check because IMDb has no reliable information when it comes to the original Japanese voice cast. But if you know that for a fact, let me know in the comments below whether it's true or not. But it's this dude who apparently is a vampire and a descendant of Dracula that steps forth and has the main fight, and our characters don't believe it, so he just fucking kills one of his teammates and absorbs him, and a fight ensues with Ryu, who takes a big step forward. Kudos to Ryu, major respect. He's the spotlight of these two episodes for me, or at least one of like top 3 spotlights. He's amazing in this episode. He takes charge. He stands alone against this dude. Obviously, eventually our friends team up because the power of friendship is the strongest thing in anime. We know this. But the episode really was able to give us a lot of character progression, really define the characters through their actions and through the action sequences themselves. The vampire dude Boris is all about vengeance because people mistreated Vlad the Impaler, the original Dracula, and I'm thinking, where's the Shaman King in Castlevania crossover? We need it right now. When is it coming? They're both on Netflix. I mean, Shaman King will be on Netflix. They're living in the same home, basically. But Ryu seriously takes the cake with his techniques, and now he's working with Tokagero. Their relationship has developed so much. Tokagero tricks Boris into thinking he's going away, and then he's back there, and they kind of investigate how the powers of Boris work at the same time as Lyserg has been bitten, and apparently Boris's ghost was one of the vampire hunters, and he is now enslaved by Boris. And it's a really sweet moment when Amidamaru releases the dude as they were planning this and getting Lyserg free without Boris noticing it, and the dude, the ghost, is really crying when he sees himself free. I thought it was a really sweet, tender, human moment that really worked. And when Ryu releases his Horochi technique, which is always awesome to see, it's so well animated, lots of great shots come from that alone, that's when the episode cuts, and I had to start the other episode right away, and they defeat Boris. He's done, with Ryu on top of Bason striking him hard and true, and he goes down, but Yo actually wants to ask the dude about House. Speaking of Yo, is basically for the most part being threatened by Lyserg, who is under the control of the ghost from Boris throughout most of the episode. I didn't like one thing, and it might feel like a nitpick, it's fine, you don't have to agree, just my thoughts, but they kind of just nonchalantly, as if it wasn't anything special, mention, Yo does look a lot like Hao-sama. And everyone is like, oh yes, he does. And I don't like how so obvious it is, and it's even obvious for the characters, but still they don't actually know what is going on. I would rather just have no one realize or push the buttons of how similar looking they actually are, because then the mystique is just fading. Obviously they look alike, they're drawn kind of exactly the same, but have the characters not realize that? It's the same thing with Clark Kent and Superman. Obviously they're the same, but if the characters in the shows or the movies, the stories that they're included don't realize it, I think it's okay and it's very passable. But if they have a sort of recognition about it, if they look at the two characters and think, oh yeah, they look alike, they would kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together. Again, I'm thinking too much about it, it's a nitpick, we all know it's gonna go there, we all know they are related, but I just wish the characters didn't actually know about it. But I do really like how Yo is so pure and innocent that he's like, yeah, I already thought I looked like him, and everyone is like, oh, he's so chill about it. And there's another so chill moment that really works, and that's in this week's episode that we'll talk about, because as Yo is going to interrogate Boris, he's pierced by a giant fucking sword coming from the sky. And I don't know why I didn't notice, but from the title of the episode alone, I should have known what this episode was going to be, because we get introduced to the religious cultists known as X-Laws. Awesome name, they're still religious cultists, and I don't like them. They absolutely obliterate Boris, they murder him, and then they're all friendly like, oh, we both want to kill Hao, you should come with us, because we are on your side, we're both on the same side, join us, join our ranks, and be right next to us, with the angels serving God and wherever. And the Iron Lady isn't even there, which I found really weird. But as the X-Laws take our heroes down this secret entranceway, this secret tunnel that supposedly goes to Patch Village, they're all talking about their ideology, who they are, how they work, who are their guardian ghosts. They are really angels, given to them by God, supposedly, at least allegedly. And on the surface, yes, this is all just exposition for the X-Laws, but we're actually focusing a lot on Yo and how he's receiving this information, how everyone is receiving this information. Yo is getting more and more frustrated the more Marco talks, but Lyserg is like, yeah, I agree with them. They're doing the right thing. Evil people should just die, and Yo clearly does not agree with this. To the point where Yo threatens to murder this dude himself if he takes one more step to killing another one of House followers when they come back and the football guy with all the spikes with his teammates as his guardian ghost attacks, but he gets taken down by all the fucking angels. They release all of them at the same time, Raphael, Metaton, and Gabriel, and all of them, all the 7 of them, the giant fucking robots that are angels. Ridiculous designs, but awesome designs at the same time. And I love the moment when Yo stands up to him as he's about to shoot the guy and put him in the ground for good, and Yo is filled with rage. His chill, purity attitude is no more at this moment. It goes down and shit gets serious, and Yo steps up to that giant fucking angel with that giant fucking sword, and he stops it. They have a standstill. But eventually, and unfortunately, we find out that Harusame is broken. Everyone is surprised, everyone is shocked, and then Yo is chill about it. He's like, oh, Harusame broke. And he's talking about, oh, it's okay, we can always rebuild the sword, at least nobody got hurt. And then we see poor Amidamaru crying over the sword from his best friend while he was alive. It's a really sad moment, but man, is it funny. I love Yo, and I adore how pure He is. But of course, the episode couldn't leave us on this note because as all of this was going on, the 2 episodes, Manta, Anna, and Tamao were on their way to America on Manta's dad's helicopter. I believe it was a helicopter. It's either a helicopter or a private jet. It was just them. They weren't in a public flight. Manta's rich, he can take them. And so when they finally get there, our heroes obviously are not there, but there is someone who intercedes because he can help them. He knows the way. And Hao shows up and meets our heroes, our other group of heroes, not our main one. I just made that super confusing. So these were 2 really solid episodes of Shaman King. I'm actually really glad I watched them together. Some really good action, some really good character development, introducing another player to the party that raises the tension, raises the stakes. Now everyone is on edge because we're being attacked by Hao, but now we got the X-Laws as well to worry about, and there is some tension in the group as well because Lyserg agrees with them, and that's very worrisome. And we all know he's going to be a little bitch and join them, and I hate him for it. But so those are my thoughts on Shaman King episodes 16 and 17, or 17 and 18. The one where they fight the vampire and the one that the religious cultists come in. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. Throw all your thoughts down there. Did I forget any moment that you enjoyed, that you thought funny, you thought it was emotional, you thought was really good, and I just completely blanked on it? Correct me all down there. Be angry, be happy, but most importantly, start the conversation. And if you've watched this far, consider clicking the subscribe button, because if you're still watching, you enjoyed it on some level. Thank you so much once more. I can never thank you enough. So until the next one, love each other, and love the movies.